I made this. I don't know how to edit or work on computers, but I colored in the letters.
We don't know shit about computers.
It's How Are We Parents podcast. I'm going to give this to my mom. I think she might put it on her fridge.
There you go.
Be nice. Nice gift for her. So if you didn't know, our first 3 episodes were on Podbean.
Man, just fuck Podbean.
By all means, go to Podbean, subscribe to our podcast, listen to it, but who the fuck has ever heard of Podbean? For real.
Right, I didn't.
It's fucking ridiculous. I swear to God, I tell people about it, and... What's Podbean? What's that? Is that an app?
Mm-hmm.
I fucking guess so. Try Googling how to start a podcast, and it goes, what? Use this. Well, I did, and it did okay. But you can't move anything. I'm cheap, so unless if you, like, pay for it, you can't move your shit. I'm poor. I'm still poor. We have a house. All of my money goes to this fucking house. I have nothing. I wear wrestling shirts. That's it. This is dressy. I'm dressed up right now. But, yeah, go to Podbean. How Are We Parents podcast on there to listen to the first 3 episodes, because I can't fucking figure out how to move them to YouTube, where this is going. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that YouTube's a better platform. I feel like people are going to be able to actually, I don't know how to fucking look it up. But
because everyone knows YouTube.
Everyone. My mom knows YouTube. She doesn't even know what a fucking computer is. So maybe one of her other personalities know, but the mom that I directly talk to has no idea. But I thought today, since this is the first video episode of the podcast, we could talk about run-ins with the law. Like, why not? I got a couple stories. I was a degenerate once. You have a couple stories, but you were always a fucking good kid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't that bad. Sip a beer. But, so yeah, why not just get into it? So, I don't know, my first story, it takes place, I don't know what the fuck was, I think I was a freshman in high school. And I don't know if you guys can tell or anything, but I used to skip school a lot. And I had it down to a fucking science. Like, my dad wakes up, goes to work, he's gone before anybody wakes up. My mom, on top of being a fucking Fruit Loop, had insomnia, so she would wake me up for school and go back to bed. And that's when I was like, oh, there's a pattern here. So I'd wake up, okay, I'm going to school, Mom, bye. And I'd just grab my shoes and my backpack, everything that I would take to school, and I'd go to our basement. Where we had like I guess like a half-finished basement. Like, there was like a living room and stuff down there, and I would go down there and I'd watch TV and whatever else, eat chips, sleep, because there was a bed down there, and I'd do that until about 11, and that's when my mom would go to my dad's work for lunch. And this specific time, I thought, I'll go make a pizza and then come back downstairs. So I go upstairs, make a pizza. I know most people listening to this are already thinking I'm a fucking idiot. So I go upstairs and make a pizza. And, I go back downstairs. My mom comes home right on time. But from what she tells me now, it smells like pizza up here. It's weird. And our dog Webster kept like going downstairs. That dog wouldn't go downstairs if nobody was down there. I didn't know that she had gotten home fully yet. And I went upstairs to go to the bathroom because the bathroom downstairs was like all fucked up and just didn't work. So when I came out of the bathroom, I noticed that I could hear the living room TV was on. I was like, okay. So I like slipped down the hallway and back down the stairs. Well, my mom's upstairs watching fucking horror movies, and she's paranoid as shit, and we all now know schizophrenic, so that's good. So she doesn't think somebody broke into the house, runs outside and goes, "There's a ghost in my house! Call the cops!" I go down. I didn't hear this. I go downstairs. I go back to sleep. Whatever. Go to sleep. Fucking like clockwork. She would go to back to sleep at like 3 p.m. Mm-hmm. She'd always be asleep when I came home from school, and that's when I just bring my shit up, drop it back off at the front door. I didn't go to school. Everyone thought I did. Bing, bang. Not this time. So I go back downstairs and go to sleep. I don't know. Half hour later, I'm on the bed, and the fucking bed is being kicked. So I look up, and I have a 9mm about this far away from my fucking face, with a cop going, "What are you doing here? Who are you?" I was like, "I live here." Shit my pants. Shit, you wake up with a 9mm at your face. I shit my pants again. But who are you? Who are you? I was like, "I'm Tyler. I live here." "Get the fuck out. Get up. Get up." Yelling at me and shit. I was like, "I don't know. I'm 14. He walks me to the stairs where another cop has a fucking gun pointed at me. I walk upstairs and they stop me at the top of the steps. And the cop goes, "Wait here." And fucking goes around, goes up to my mom and goes, "Do you have a son?" And all I hear my mom go is, "Oh, you're fucking dead when your dad gets home." Dead! "Thanks, officer. He's such a fucking idiot." Dead! So cops leave and my mom comes in and I was like, I shit my fucking pants. I told her the whole story. I woke up with the gun at my face. She starts fucking laughing at me. And like I have shit trickling down my pants to the cuff. And she goes, "I think that's punishment enough." My dad comes home, laughs at me. Well, it turns out the cops still reported it, and then I got a truancy, and I actually had to go to school the rest of the year. Didn't try still, but I had to show up at least.
My question is, like, if she wanted people to call because she thought there was a ghost in the house, what exactly would the cops have done if it was a ghost? Like,
well, I don't know. I think she thinks Ghostbusters is like a documentary or something, so
like what the
they
fuck
had
are
some
cops
correlation
gonna do?
with them. I don't fucking know. You tell me. I don't know what she's thinking right now.
True. Very true.
But I don't know. You had a story, right?
Oh yeah. Well, mine didn't involve guns being pointed in my face.
Or shitting your pants again?
No, or being a terrible student. So, but...
It's not terrible. You gotta be terrible, like, if you show up and then you're bad. If I don't show up, they don't really know I'm a good student or not. So, joke's on you.
Good God. But yeah, so my story, I think I was 15. Yeah, I had to have been around 15. So before that, my brother, I don't know if I should really go into details because it's a long ass story, but basically he got in trouble with like a run-in with his girlfriend type scenario, and was accused of attacking her, and so he had served jail time for like a year, and he was 2 years older than me, so he was like 17 going on 18. Anyway, so he gets out finally. We pay his bail, and then one of his conditions is to not have any form of contact with her.
Right.
And yeah, so that was not what happened apparently. So one day, I didn't even notice that my brother had left the house or anything. I thought he was just upstairs in his bedroom because I was chilling in our living room just watching probably murder porn, to be quite honest, because that's basically all that I fucking watch.
Still all I fucking watch.
That and scary movies. So that's what me and my mom were doing. And out of nowhere, the cops knock on our door. And so I answer it, and they were like, "Is your brother home?" And I was like, "I think so." And so they searched the house and asked to get a statement from us. And turns out he wasn't home. And he had snuck over to the now ex-girlfriend's house and gotten caught there. So he broke his bond, basically, or his bail, whatever it is.
Yeah, but didn't Like, why was he even going over there again? Wasn't it something like just...
She wanted to, like, talk and something, and I think
Yeah.
he, like, left some of his shit there
Yeah.
from before. When
Almost feels like a setup.
Yeah, so...
A conspiracy.
Anyway, so... Yeah, I had never seen him leave the house, so they asked if they could get statements from me and my mom, so I'm like, sure. And he's like, okay, write this down as honestly as you can. And I'm like, okay. So I wrote a statement. Basically, my statement was, like, that I had not seen him leave the house. Like, I didn't witness my brother leave. And then I even wrote in the statement, I said, if he did leave, I, like, did not see it at all. Like, I never saw him walk out the front door, which was right by the living room. You have to pass it to get out the front door. So, yeah, I signed it and everything. And it turns out that they had found him actually at her house. So
Not
then,
good.
after I signed the statement, like, they hadn't found him yet, but, like, after I signed the statement, they come back and they detained both me and my mom.
Did you get the handcuffs, though?
Yeah, I did.
Front or back?
Back, I think. So, yeah, so that was probably a fun sight for our neighbors to see me and my mom both being let out. And, of course, being, like, a 15-year-old and, like, look at my arms. I can't, like, defend myself at all, especially not at that point. This was pre gym class, self-defense, class. So, yeah, I was, like, immediately just fucking started bawling my eyes out like a little bitch. I was not, like, hard about it. I was just, like, crying, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to jail, and, like... So the cops split us up. One cop takes my mom to his car. The other one takes me to his car, sits me in the back. And I have no fucking idea what to do at this point. Because honestly, I wasn't even lying. I had no idea he had left. And so the cops start interviewing us or whatever. And I just, like, immediately was, like, not going to say anything. But then the cops started being like, like, oh, it's your brother, like, you just wanted to protect him. You didn't want him to get in trouble. And I was just like, yeah, yep, you're right. I, like, I don't want my brother to get in trouble. And I mean, yeah, it was true, but I also, like, was not lying. But I was like, I'm just gonna, yep, I agree completely. Mm-hmm, yeah. And turns out the cops, like, took pity on me and my mom and dropped the potential charges that we were gonna have. Let us go, but they were like, yeah, she's already fucking traumatized enough for it, so...
And you didn't shit your
lesson
pants?
learned. No, I did not. But I was crying like a bitch, so there's that.
At least I didn't cry, I just shit my pants.
And apparently even the other cop, like, commented to my mom, and he's like, oh man, she's, like, bawling. And my mom's like, I feel so bad. Like... But, yeah, so...
I remember this one time, I had to have been like 17, and my dad was in pool league and got into a fight, broke some guy's nose, and the cops came to the apartment that we were living in. I was home alone, probably just cranking down on myself or whatever, 17-year-olds do when they're by themselves at home. I still do that, but I was 17, so it's where it started. Anyway, so I threw, like, the lotion stuff in the bathroom real quick and answered the door, and the cops are like, is your dad here? I was like, no. Like, do you know what kind of car he drives? And I was like, no. You don't know what kind of car your dad drives? A white one? I don't... Like, they could just tell I was not going to be helpful. So they gave me, like, their little fucking cop business card and said, give this to your dad and make sure he calls us when he gets home. I was like, yeah, do that. I'm busy back here, though, so if you guys can just... So they left, and my dad came home, like, hours later when shit like cooled off a little bit. I was like, hey, the cops were here. He goes, oh yeah? What'd you say? I was like, I don't know what you drove. Like, that's my boy. I was like, you're supposed to call him. He goes, nope. Threw it fucking behind him and went and took a shit. I was like, yeah, they never fucking called us or followed up with it. So I don't know. God damn, I'm a good son. That's what you do. But I don't know. That wasn't even in my notes to say, but it just kind of came back to memory.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I got a story, and this one's one of my favorite stories of all time. And I'm so glad that this is the last fucking time I'm ever gonna tell it, because I've told it so many times already. But I'm in high school. 14. Yeah, that's a packed full year for me, actually. Mm-hmm. And the Chippewa Skate Park at this time was just beat to hell. Like, I'm talking the cement's falling apart. Mm-hmm. The ramps are sharp, which is good for the kids. You know, if you wipe out, you're going to the hospital. But Cornell had like this brand new skate park, and they had an awesome like centerpiece fun box, and they had a half pipe. Chippewa did not have a half pipe at that time. I was really into skateboarding. I thought I was going pro. Mm-hmm. My ankles and knees will tell you that didn't fucking happen. But John and Kyle and me were like, all right, let's go to Taco John's, and then we'll drive to fucking Cornell, and we'll get some footage of me skating, because, like I said, I was going to make a video. It's going to get sponsored. This whole thing. It never happened. It never happened. But we never even finished making the video, honestly. So we stop at Taco John's, and I still remember John's like, I should open a strip club. Call it Taco John's. I was like,
what the fuck?
Pretty sure there's like some sort of copyright or something.
Yeah,
he's like,
I would think so, yeah.
My name doesn't have an H in it, no copyright. It's a fucking, no, it's, all right, do it then. Do it. Still hasn't done it. Have you, John? Anyway, Kyle gets like the big ass king size cup or whatever it's called there.
Jesus, yeah.
This part's important. And so we drive over there. We get footage of me skating and falling down, mostly falling down. And it gets too dark to like be able to film anything or anything like that. There's no spotlights or anything there. So there's two ways to get back to Chippewa from Cornell. There's like a way it's like pretty straight, a little bit windy, not bad. Or there's another way. And that other way's a little bit faster, but there's two 90-degree turns on the way. We're talking it's middle of summer. So John, thinking he's going to be funny or whatever, he's driving. I'm in the passenger seat. Kyle's in the back. And he like fucking floors it around that first 90-degree turn. And we're all like, woo! Kyle's in the back going, I'm going to shit myself. Or yelling or whatever. And John gets around the turn. It was kind of fun. And he hits the brakes. And he stops and he goes, you guys, I think we should drift the next one.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, what? John goes, Kyle, should we drift it? He goes, no, John. He goes, you're no fun, Kyle. Tyler, should we drift it? I went, not my car. So John fucking floors it. We're going, I don't know, probably 60 before we got to the next turn. And he just cramped the wheel, and we didn't drift. It just flipped. It flipped the car. Like, John came around the corner, and he starts doing this maneuver, and then it just fucking flips on its side, and then goes into one of those ditches that's like this. So, like, the hood's like here, I'm here, John's up here, and we're, like, sliding backwards. It went slow motion. It was crazy. I watched the passenger fucking window just fly off, and I'm seeing grass and everything else. Kyle's in the back going, ah! That's all I could hear. And then we stop, and I look back. Kyle's already got his foot on my headrest, like climbing out of the car. And I look up at John, and he's just fucking hanging there like this. John's not a small guy. hanging there like this, and I'm looking up like, don't unbuckle your seatbelt. You'll fucking crush me. And he's sitting there going, well, it's pressing on my belly. Can you hurry up? I was like, so I unbuckle, and I climbed over John. I think I used his head to put my foot on to get out.
Jesus.
And then I got out, and I'm holding the door open. I was like, wait. I looked down. I was like, now unbuckle your seatbelt. So he unbuckles it, lands on his fucking neck. I laughed. Still, not my car. And he got hurt. Like, nobody got hurt. But that's when I look over, and Kyle's fucking pop didn't spill a drop and is sitting on the back passenger seat window. Just not a drop. There's no fucking top on it. So I don't know if when we flipped it, it just went like this or what, but...
Well, if you flip so fast, it won't do it. Because if you ever do like the pail thing with water, if you swing it fast enough,
we didn't flip like we rolled or whatever.
Gotcha.
Either way, impressive, Kyle. Still impressive. But so then I'm like, wait, John, I'll help you out, but first I need you to hand me my iPod and my skateboard and all my other shit because my dad will kill me. So he throws all that shit out, and Kyle's helping hold the door open. John climbs out somehow. And then when we let go of the door, Kyle didn't all the way. And the door fucking shuts on his thumb. So now his thumb is stuck between the door and the bottom panel or whatever.
Ow.
And like, he didn't even notice. He started walking away, and then his arm just kind of kept going like this. And he looked back and went, ah! Ah! And all of a sudden, the fucking door is, like, heavy. Nope, it won't open. I'm, like, prying my skateboard in there. I'm going to get you out, Kyle. And John's just standing there. And then I was like, wait, John, does your car have auto-lock doors? He goes, oh, yeah. Hits the unlock. It's the lightest fucking door I've ever lifted. Kyle's thumb's bent all fucking, like, sideways and shit. He goes, fuck you guys. I'm walking home. Starts walking the wrong way home. And we're like, Kyle, wait. That's okay. So we follow Kyle. This guy pulls up, and he goes, are you guys okay? We're like, yeah, can we get a ride back to Chippewa? And he's like, no. And then left. That was the whole fucking conversation. Well, apparently he called the cops, too. Oh. Because we just, like, we're like, I don't know what to do. And Kyle's like, I'm not calling anybody. And then I was like, okay, fine, fuck it, I'll call. So I call my house, and my mom answers like, Mom, we just got in an accident. Wake Dad up. And she goes, fuck you, and hung up. I called back. I was like, Mom, we really got in an accident. She goes, I ain't waking your dad up. Figure it out. And hung up on me again. So then John called his mom. She has no idea how to get to Cornell. Fucking just a shit show. All of a sudden, we're just like trying to walk back to the skate park, which is a ways away now. We make it to the end of the road, and that's when we look back and see the spotlight shining around. And I was like, you guys, listen. I've watched enough TV to know that we all have to have the same story. And don't fucking say anything in that cop car because they're recording. And so we're like, okay, well, what can I say? I was like, we saw a deer, we swerved, we flipped it. So we all stuck to the story. The cop finds us. You guys are leaving the scene of an accident. We're like, we don't know what to do. We're kids. I don't know. So she brings us back, asks us individually what happened. We all tell the same story. Put us in the car. And then I'm like sitting there like, I can't believe that deer came out of nowhere. Just like playing it up to the camera. And we're watching John's just piece of shit now get pulled up onto a fucking wrecker. She gets into the car and goes, well, boys, I'll take you home. And I was like, Kyle's always wanted to be a cop. And she's like, really? He's like, yep. Oh, you can sit up front with me. So he's distracting her even more. We're just trying to get home and be done with it. Because I know when the cops call the next day, I'm not involved. It's not my car. So we're driving back to Chippewa. And this was the coolest cop ever because I told her, I was like, I really have to pee. I have a nervous bladder. You're a cop. I'm scared. We just got in an accident. She pulled over 2 different times and let me piss right in the middle of the road. So we get to John's house, go to sleep. The next day, Kyle comes over to John's house and goes, yeah, I had this crazy dream that we flipped the car. And then I looked at my fucking thumb and knew it wasn't a dream. His thumb's still sideways. And then the cop calls the next day and she goes, so do you want to tell me the truth of what happened now, John? And he goes, we saw a deer, we swerved, we rolled it. And she goes, okay. And that was it. That was the end of it.
Oh,
John
yeah.
drove that car for like another week or two. The whole fucking side was caved in.
Oh my God.
And then he got rid of it. But that's
And that story didn't involve any shit pants or anything?
no. I know that I had to go to work the next morning though. That sucked.
Mm.
Worked at Burger King. I don't think I can say Burger King, can I?
I don't know, you just did.
I fucking did now. Fuck them. But okay, so that's what I have for at least a cop car story. That's a cool cop though. I guess I didn't really get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
John's car did, but not my fucking car. So I don't care. Plus, it was a cool story.
Yeah, true. Well, speaking of
Oh, there you
cop
go.
stories, I don't have anyone crazy like that again, but I can tell my first like cop being pulled over story. And this was like right when I had gotten my permit, so or maybe I just got my license, and I was taking my family's car. We had a purple Ford Taurus, so like she was super cool. I called her Gertrude. Anyway, 'cause she was like,
Gertrude's?
yeah, because she was like a 97 or something like that. Ford Taurus, plum purple.
Oh, yeah.
I was like the only one in my family that drove that car for a reason, probably because of the purple. But anyway,
Well, you guys love the
So,
Vikings so much. That's
fuck
so
no,
weird.
not at all. Packer fan. But yeah, so I had just left my friend Kenzie's house. I think it was probably like a Saturday night, so it was kind of getting late, and going down the street by her house, and then all of a sudden the cop pulls up behind me, turns on her lights, and I'm like, oh fuck. I'm nervous at this point because this is my first time getting pulled over where I'm actually the driver and not in the passenger seat. So I'm like, fuck. So this is like on a road in Eau Claire where there's like no like parking lane. So there's no room for me to pull over on that road.
Yeah.
So I had to wait. So I pulled in by the local pool, Fairfax Pool, like by their parking lot.
I've been there.
Mm-hmm. And so the cop gets out of her car. I roll down my window, and she just does the typical questions like, you know, where were you tonight? And I was, being a teenager, I got really annoyed with these questions really fast. So I was just like, my friend's house. And she's like, okay, what were you doing there? And I was just like, just hanging out. And she's like, okay, where are you heading to? And I was like, my house. And like literally in that tone too. And she had already taken my license, you know, so I was like, my house. And she was like, where's that at? And I'm like, Main Street. Like, and she was like, oh, okay, well, I pulled you over because you have the light above your back license plate out. And I did not know this, so I was just like, yeah, well, I don't know. This is technically my parents' car. I just drive it, so that was weird.
I fucking hate the 4th of July. I'll say it right now.
I thought our front door was opening for a minute there. But, yeah, so I was just like, you know, it's my parents' car. I don't know. Like, just played dumb, you know. Like, they didn't tell me that anything was wrong with it, so I didn't know about that. And she's like, okay. So she goes back, like, runs my info, all that good stuff, comes back, and just basically gives me a warning and is like, get that fixed or whatever. And she's like, this is your first time getting pulled over? And I was like, yeah. And despite me being a huge bitch, she did not even bring that up. She was like, you did pretty good. Just pull over sooner next time. And I was going to be sassy and be like, there was nowhere for me to pull over, but all right. But I was
They
just
gotta
like,
be
okay,
kind of
thanks.
used to it, though, right? Like, who the fuck is happy to get pulled over?
Right? And it's not like I sped up or anything. Like, I was still going, like, the same speed and, like, slowing down, so she knew that I was trying to pull over, but I can't pull over because that's going to stop fucking traffic. So I was like, okay, like, sounds good. And, yeah, so I'm kind of surprised I didn't get more of, like, a fucking ticket with that because I was not having it. And I told my parents about it when I got home. I'm like, this fucking cop just, like, was asking me, like, you know, where we're going, like, just stupid questions. And my parents are like, that's what they do to make sure that you weren't drinking or anything. And I was like, well, fuck. Like, so, yeah.
I've still never been pulled over. Never. I'm 28. And I didn't get my temps until I was 18. And then I didn't renew those until, like, I was 26. Like, I just let them expire. And I drove, and I was like, well, fuck it. You know, I'll wait till I get pulled over, and then I'll renew them, and then I'll go take the driver's test. I never got fucking pulled over. Finally, I was just like, I'm sick of having anxiety while I'm driving all the time. So, oh, I guess I can tell that story. I can't say what city I got my license in. I'm not gonna because I'm really glad this lady works drunk. And I don't want her to get fired because other people like me are gonna get their license first try.
Okay.
I went to go get my license at the DMV. And I had to borrow a car because the car that we had was not fucking street legal because we're so rich. So I borrow our friend Shaft's car. That's right, his name is Shaft. It's fucking awesome. Just like the movie. And we go to the DMV, and the lady's like, you know, blah, 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 standing back there, check the lights, this and that, whatever, pass the inspection. She didn't fucking barely check anything. I don't think she was looking, like she was just checking off this. Blinker, like, whatever, didn't even look. She gets into the passenger seat, and she goes, all right, are you ready to go? Fucking fireball just hits me, burns eyelashes off. And I was like, oh, I'm going to pass this motherfucker. She had me drive around the block, and she goes, all right, you passed. I was like, are you
Easiest
okay?
fucking driving test ever. Jesus.
Can't believe I waited 8 years to fucking do this.
Mine, we had to, like, go on the highway and shit and everything.
Nope. I think she just wanted to go have another shot. So. But that had to have been the fucking easiest driver's test ever. Literally, she's just like, left here. All right, you passed. Let's go back. I was so shocked. It was fucking awesome. The coolest thing ever. If you've listened to episodes 1, 2, 3, you'll know that for this next story, I got to prep people that don't know yet. Podbean, by the way. Download the app. Look up How Are We Parents Podcast. Go listen to 1, 2, and 3 because I have no fucking clue how to put them on here. So figure it out because I'm not your mom and I'm not going to do it for you. Anyway, so I used to be addicted to painkillers for 5 years. I'm talking fentanyl, Vicodin, Percocet, Salma. I know Xanax and stuff isn't technically a painkiller, but it got me high, so I liked them. If it was a painkiller, narcotic, I've done it, and I like it. Liked. ED. Liked. I don't want to fucking touch that shit anymore. But anyway, this story has to do with Salma, which is if you don't know, it's a fucking hardcore muscle relaxer if you take one. So I used to take 5 because... I mean... do you have any idea how fucking high you get? I used to call them mind erasers because I'd take them and then black, and then I'd wake up with food all over me and not know how the fuck it got there. But I was up by myself at home, and I must have been 21. I got clean when I was 22, so I don't know. I still have a beer here and there for the podcast, or if wrestling's on, but I don't fucking get out of hand, and I won't even touch an ibuprofen, really.
No, you really don't.
But I have these stories for a reason. So I'm up by myself, and we're living in the cemetery at this time. We lived in a caretaker's house in the cemetery for like 4 years or something. And everybody's asleep. And I'm like, okay, I have these Salmas. So I'm going to take these, and I know that I have 20 minutes before they kick in. And I'm going to be fucking basically a zombie. And but I need snacks, because you get, if you've been high on weed and you get the munchies, times that by 5. That's what those fuckers do. You're starving like you've never eaten before in your life. So I'm like, okay, Quick Trip's across the street. I'll drive there, cut some time off. Fucking idiot already. Take drugs and drive. Stupid. I'll drive there, and then I'll come back. I'll have my snacks, crack my chips open. They'll kick in. We're fucking golden. Golden. I'm pretty sure I was watching The Office or something, so I was, going to binge that. So I down 5. I get in the car. I drive to Quick Trip. I go inside. I get my snacks. I don't remember after that. Nothing. Still, I don't know. They're mind erasers for real. I wake up the next morning. Food everywhere. No clothes on. No fucking idea why. But I know that I have like salsa on my cock. And it's never been explained to me still. Glad no one else was up. But I'm just like fucking disoriented, waking up, going and washing off. And my dad goes, where's the fucking car? Remember, I don't remember like anything at all. So I go to the door and I'm like, what the fuck? Somebody must have stole it. So my dad's like, well, what do we do? I was like, you should probably call the cops. So we call the cops. The cops fucking come. Can you tell us what the vehicle is? Oh, it's a champagne-colored Dodge Intrepid. It's like an 03 or something. Describing it, whatever. And the cops are like, okay, well, we'll keep a lookout and put it out as a stolen vehicle. And they leave, and I'm like, I can't believe somebody stole their fucking car. This is Chipwood. That doesn't happen here. My dad's like, I don't know. We're fucked now. How am I going to get to work? I got to go to Quick Trip. So my dad walks to Quick Trip, and I'm just still sitting there like, what are we going to do? It's our only car. And then I look, and I see my dad coming down the alleyway in the car. My dad parks in the driveway, comes inside and goes, you dumb fuck. Let me guess, you taking Salmas again? And that's when I went, oh yeah, I did. I did take Salmas yesterday.
Jesus Christ.
So then we had to call the cops back, and I don't know what my dad said. If he's like, my son, my son took the car to Quick Trip and forgot. I don't know.
I hope
Either way, it got dropped, but reported the car stolen.
So man, stay away from Salmas, I guess.
Stay away from all drugs. Like, I'm surprised my brain works as good as it does. Like, I already can't fucking read and spell to save my ass, but I'm lucky, like, motor functions and shit are still there. Because I didn't just do, like, a little bit. I did.
No self-control.
As much as I fucking could every single day until they were gone, and then I would just go through, like, fucking hardcore withdrawals with, like, shitting your pants and sweating, and I'm freezing, and then the whole fucking 9 yards. I've been through all of it. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do it. Wouldn't take them.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun time.
Yeah, it's not really, actually. Being fucking clear-headed is way better. But, so that's like the Tyler's a fucking idiot story again for you then. But, All right, so I think we about reached that point in the podcast that we do every podcast where it's time to take a big old shit on Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're the Florida person. I'm just going to drink and enjoy like everyone else. I'm done. My stories are fucking over now.
All right, so as usual, we have some interesting Florida stories today. So the first one's a Florida man one. So Florida man was accused of trying to smuggle meth hidden in a private area into a jail.
Was it his asshole?
No. So the story is
Did he put it in his dick hole?
just listen. Orange County deputies were in the process of booking, get this name, it's fucking glorious, Shaft Bang Adams. I repeat, Shaft Bang Adams. That's his name, according to the freaking news story.
Wow.
Shaft. Okay, anyway.
That's the second time Shaft has been brought up. I haven't even heard the story yet.
Right?
Not the same Shaft.
Right. But anyway, he's 30. They were in the process of booking him into the Orange County jail on May 13th when they found 4 white crystal meth rocks inside his penis skin during a strip search.
Oh, what did he fold like his...
I'm guessing his foreskin.
Foreskin down? Over
Yeah.
that?
Mm-hmm.
That's gotta burn, huh?
Mm-hmm. So, so yeah, he is facing a charge of introducing contraband in a state facility in connection to that. It didn't say why he was being booked into the jail in the first place, but for that one, he got released on bond, surprisingly. But then, apparently, he got arrested again after the whole penis skin meth incident on June 22nd when cops saw him making hand-to-hand transactions in an area known for narcotic sales. So they found cocaine residue on his phone and a bag of cocaine in his right sock. So for that one, he was charged with resisting arrest without violence. I didn't know that was a thing, like without violence, but and possession of cocaine. And even though he's released on bond for the meth arrest, they revoked his bond after that one.
I would fucking hope so.
So yeah, I don't know what the story was behind him being booked in the first place, but it's just I don't get it. I don't know how.
Probably drugs from his track record.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just would be interesting though to be there just to.
Oh my god, what the fuck is up with meth anyway? I don't understand like the big attraction. I used to do Adderall back in the day. And I think that's like a cleaner version of it or whatever.
Probably.
But man, do you feel like gross? Your skin gets like a film on it that you can scrape off and then see in your nails and shit. Have you ever tried to work with a meth head? They can start 3 projects real fast and not fucking finish a single one of them. God.
Right. Never in my life have I been like, I want to try some meth. No.
You know what? I feel like I have too many teeth.
Right? Exactly.
Fucking...
My skin's just way too nice. I gotta fucking ruin it.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that was an interesting one. And then the second one is, I think I told you about this one last week. It was gonna be maybe one of the stories I was gonna choose, but then I chose the other one, the Outback Steakhouse one or whatever.
Yeah.
So Florida woman accused of slugging girlfriend after she sleep talked about her ex. So, Alexis Talley, 23, was arrested for domestic battery after slugging her 21-year-old girlfriend. This happened when she heard her girlfriend talking about her ex in her sleep. So and this was on June 13th, so she woke her girlfriend up and they fought before she hit her. The victim suffered swelling to the right side of her face, and when cops showed up, Talley admitted to fighting with her, but denied hitting her. So, it just got real fucking salty. about the ex's name coming up when she was sleep talking.
I mean, well, I just wish there was a little more context. Like,
Right.
what did she say? You know?
Yeah, I didn't say it for that one, but
Like, was she like, oh, Claire?
right.
Or was it just like, Claire? Or what? I want to know. Because, like, maybe she thought that she was having a really good dream about this chick. This other chick. The third chick.
Yeah, but I feel like you can't control dreams, though, at the same time. So it's like,
No.
why get mad over something she probably wasn't able to control anyway? Like,
I don't know. I've watched my mom be mad at my dad for a week over a dream she had.
True.
Like,
Well, my mom used to sleep talk, and she made no fucking sense when she like, was sleep talking. So, like, I don't know why she didn't just take it with a grain of salt, but, like,
yeah, no.
just got real mad and ended up with a $2,500 bond and was ordered by a judge to stay away from the girlfriend.
So they're broke up?
Yeah, I don't think they made it, no.
What the fuck?
And funny story is the other story I was choosing between was, like, a lady thought she saw a baby, like a small dinosaur, like running through her backyard, because Florida, and
Was it
they're on some
maybe
good shit
like
down
an
there.
alligator?
Yeah, they neighbors said that there was probably like a form of like a crane, like a crane bird.
Yeah.
That, like, one of the big ones, like, running through, because apparently they see those in their neighborhood a lot, but this lady's, like, convinced that it was a fucking dinosaur running through her backyard.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
My God. What the fuck is up there? And that's where we're planning on going on our honeymoon? Like,
Oh, and speaking of 4th of July, there was another story. I didn't bring it up because this guy never got charged with anything. But there was this guy who was, like, disrupting the peace, basically, of his neighborhood because it was in the middle of the night and he was just imitating fireworks. Like, just going, like, boom! And, like, firecracker and shit like that.
That
just
feels
yelling
like
out
some
the
shit that
names
I
of
would
fireworks.
do. Like, I know I said I hate 4th of July. I don't hate what the holiday represents. I hate the fucking assholes that decide that a day before the 4th of July, which it's the fucking 3rd! And then, a week after the 4th, they're gonna fucking light off fireworks. And I'm trying to make fucking content right now.
Right.
Class A content. And they're trying to fuck it up.
Right. I thought
Assholes.
it was funny how he was just, like, screaming boom instead of, like, trying to make the noises. He was just being like, boom, firecracker. Like,
Yeah. Fucking idiot. I love it.
right?
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that to the neighbors this week. I'm gonna have, like, a 12-pack, and I'm just gonna stand on our fucking front porch and start yelling. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Oh, my God. Well, where are we at right now?
48.
All right, I guess I can fill a little bit more time. I got one more for us. Damn it.